Hello and welcome to your weekly card pull. My name is Alexa. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for the week of December 3rd through December 9th of 2023. This specific reading is channeled for my Capricorn, so if you are a Capricorn sun, moon, rising, and or north node especially, this one is for you. So Capricorns, for this upcoming week, I started out with my tarot deck to see what themes might be coming up for you, and I had two cards come up that are actually quite different. So some of you might be looking at one, some may be looking at another, and some of you may be experiencing both of these. It's up to you what energy you're walking into this week. So yeah, we're gonna move right on to it. So the first card that I pulled was the Two of Cups in the upright position, and the second card that I pulled was Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Now, just to kind of describe these at a very high level so you have an understanding of what energies you might be looking at. Two of Cups, this one is all about partnership. This doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. This can be in your work, excuse me, in your professional life, but there's definitely an energy here that's stating like there is probably a connection, most likely something that's a little bit newer, or if it's a, for example, a partner that you've been with for a long time, maybe a new chapter, a new era. There is some level of youth involved with this connection. However, something in this is going to be ultimately, it seems like, very beneficial, probably like a really positive thing for you, and ultimately is going to reap a lot of rewards. This card comes up when there is a connection that's going to be particularly fruitful or powerful, even if it is in the beginning stages, but there is definitely something powerful and beneficial in this connection. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this card has a lot to do with long-term planning, long-term sustainability. In the upright position like this, it's usually indicative of something that you're kind of like laying the foundation for, laying the groundwork for a long term. In the reverse, or looking upside down like this card does indicate that maybe there are some things that you've been investing your time and energy into that at this point you're wondering whether or not it's something that you want to continue investing in, or something that you see a long-term future with. Again, this could be a project, this could be a work-related thing, this could be a person, romantic partner, friendship, something in the way of like something that you have been putting a decent amount of energy into. And so these two, again, they could both be present for you in different areas of your life. You may experience one of these in your love life, one of these in your work life. You could just have one of these really coming up for you this week. Maybe both of them will come up at different times, about the same concept. It's really, there is no like set, this is going to happen in this way, but these are two energies that you're going to be looking at. So one of them is going to be unity with other people, your connection with them, and the other is going to be projects that you may or may not want to continue moving forward with. Ultimately, it's going to be your decision what choices you want to make around those themes, which is why I have pulled from my Sacred Creators Oracle deck to ask for a little bit of guidance on perspectives, things that might be helpful in navigating this, figuring out how you want to move forward. Ultimately, I don't think the cards control your life. I think they give you information about how you might want to move forward. So yeah, that is my intention with this. So moving into the Oracle, the first card that I pulled for you, also in reverse, was the card of Moonstone. This card is all about your intuition, your connection to yourself. I get a lot of like dreamy Pisces type of energy with this card. A lot of this like deep connection to self, and because it's in the reverse or upside down, this is something that is either asking you to turn and look inwards to yourself, might also be asking for you to maybe stop projecting things, also might be something that you have resistance to. So if you haven't made space or time for meditation, excuse me, or just connecting with yourself on a really deep level, that's probably going to be really useful in this upcoming week. I'm so sorry, my mom's dog's going freaking nuts out there, and her paws on the floor is really loud. But yeah, so with Moonstone, my dears, I'm feeling called to open up the booklet for this one to read if there's anything specific coming through. Okay. Intuition, insight, inner wisdom, inner voice. This is all about your inner knowing, like everything that is within you. So when it comes to, is this project worth me moving forward with? When it comes to, how are my partnerships going to lay out? How do I want to work with them? These are all things that are going to be informed by your inner knowing. These are not things that you're going to find by asking people around you. Of course, you can ask their opinion. It might be helpful in helping you to discover how you really feel, especially if you have people in your life that are able to look at things kind of like, if you have people that are able to look at things objectively and help you to decipher how you feel, and you're able to do that in a way that doesn't mean you're taking on their opinions or thoughts, etc., that's probably going to be really useful for you. If you're around a bunch of people that are like their opinions sway you a ton, this might be a time to take a step back just enough to get in tune with what you really feel and how you really feel. Also, when it comes to your relationships, if you have particularly strong intuitions that you're dismissing or ignoring, this might be a really good time to spend some time with those, listen to them, bring them up if it's something that involves like a partner, a working partner, romantic relationship, friendship, etc., that you feel like there's something here that I want to pull up, but like I don't know how to address it. Spend some time with yourself and ask yourself like how you want to go about that. This card comes with a message. You are picking up on information that cannot be perceived by the five senses, and you are meant to listen to it. Now is a time to hone your intuition through meditation, which awakens the ability to receive messages from the universe. Your relationships will all, big emphasis on the word all, your relationships will all benefit from your willingness to be honest with yourself and listen to your intuition, which is your first and primary sense. This is also a call for you to trust your instincts and to not fall into the trap of quote-unquote analysis paralysis. So if you feel good about something, but you have all of this like logical information telling you that you shouldn't, or making you like sit and overthink things, or if you're like, if for example there's a project that you're like, I really want to move forward with and I feel like I should, but I'm feeling conflicted. Again, this can be a symbol of conflict, because all of this information around me is telling me that it's not worthwhile to pursue this. Even if things don't turn out the way that you plan for them to or want for them to, if your instinct and your intuition is telling you to move forward, there is a reason for that, and you're being asked to listen to and respect that. Similarly, on the flip side, if it's the other way around, your intuition is also asking for you, to listen to it. So just something to keep in mind. But ultimately, connecting with the moon, connecting with the deeper feminine energy, if you will, your yin energy, is likely going to be very helpful for you in this upcoming week. Next card I pulled for you guys, card number 58, we have Watermelon Tourmaline. This card is all about living in the present, basking in the joy of now, enjoying what's going on now. So this ability to be present with what's happening around you. If this is the card that resonated with you, in your relationships and whatnot, again, these can be romantic or work related. If there is like a partnership that you have a lot of excitement about, you have a really beautiful opportunity to like really dive into that. Like this is a very encouraging card to have pulled. If I ask what can I expect for this week and I pull this card, I'm sorry, I'm having a good week. And so this card is asking for you to enjoy that and to spend some time being grateful for that, and having this card also comes with like a childlike joy, a childlike wonder kind of an energy. So be willing to have that and experience that. If this was the card that resonated with you, then that childlike wonder and that childlike joy might be coming in the way of curiosity. So if you have, for example, a situation where you're like, I don't know if I want to go left or right, I don't know if this project is worth continuing to invest in or if I should drop it, maybe come at it with a lens of childlike curiosity and some joy, and look at the ways that this situation, whatever it may be, might be impacting you positively in this week. Sit with those, and I don't want to say like detach from the outcome, but really like be connected with what's going on in the present moment. Not super highly strung and connected to the past, not super highly strung and connected to the future. Be willing to be present with what's going on right now, and that might actually give you the information. It might help you to sit with your intuition a little bit more, because it's enabling you to be very violently present. That's the word that came through. With Watermelon Tourmaline, let me see if there's anything. I feel like there was one other thing from this card that jumped out at me. No. Okay, cool. We're gonna move into the final one. I lied with this one. So last point with this, I did know there was something else. This card and the Two of Cups both have really big themes of unconditional love. This can this could be talking about a specific person or situation, but I do have a feeling that for some of you, this is something that's going to be extending like throughout all of your relationships. It's going to permeate all of your relationships, work, family, friends, romantic, everything. So this capacity for loving unconditionally, you have a lot of opportunities to see that and to seize that this upcoming week. Again, it's your choice how you want to work with that, if you want to receive that. But the guidance from this particular card is saying that perfection, the perfection of now, the perfection of this moment, perfection lies in loving unconditionally. Whoever you love, whoever loves you, know that there are flaws. Know that flaws are there to remind you that love heals. Today, your attention is drawn to the perfection of love within you from the universe that flows directly into you from every direction. Reminding you that you are always worthy of it. So bask in that knowing, bask in that comfort of like, yes, I deserve love. Yes, I deserve to express that to others as well. Okay, close on that. Finally, last one, Raw Morganite. This card is all about self-love, compassion for others, and forgiveness, especially forgiveness towards yourself. But this can, again, extend to your relationships to other people. So for some of you, this may be at the root of this deciding whether or not you want to move forward, not move forward, this theme of forgiveness, whether or not that's something that feels comfortable to you, exciting to you, dreadful to you. Like, this is a theme that you're probably going to want to spend some time very actively acknowledging. There was a phrase from this one specifically. There was a lot in the book that like was kind of speaking to me today. When it comes to Raw Morganite. So main themes of this, again, perspectives that might be helpful for you, coming from a place of sensitivity, gentleness, empathy, compassion, vulnerability, and self-forgiveness. So where was it? Okay. First thing to note, finding strength in knowing that you do not have to engage in battles that serve no one. So when it comes to this card, especially if this was the one that resonated with you, if you feel like you're giving all of your energy into a project that is going nowhere, all of your energy into a connection that is going nowhere, that is ultimately draining and at its roots serves no deeper purpose, you're being asked to have the self-forgiveness to let that go. Of course, if you see potential, if you see value, if you see this Two of Cups future with whatever this project is, then that's also okay. And then you're being asked to have forgiveness for whatever it is, whatever flaws or quote unquote imperfections, again, this theme, that might be coming up that are really opportunities for you to experience unconditional love. So there is this like interesting, I don't know why the word coagulation is coming up because that's not at all what I was going to say, but there's this way that these cards all kind of meld together for these situations. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is what really, really stood out. If there's anything from the advice deck here, this is the piece that I want you guys to really pay attention to. Gentle assertiveness is the way now. For the message of Raw Morganite Spirit is to conserve your resources and avoid getting into battles of drama. People who are wounded may not appreciate you now, so be willing to set healthy boundaries. For your compassion and kindness also extends to yourself. So in a way, if you feel like you need to give compassion to yourself, that's something you're being called to do. If you feel like you need to give compassion to others, that's something that you're being called to do. Either way, that capacity for, again, like gentleness, it can be assertive, you can have boundaries, etc. Like whatever that is, it ultimately is in service of having these connections with people. And if this is something that you want, but maybe there are things that you need to cut out, move away from, etc., or things that are not serving this greater purpose, you have the opportunity now to find that capacity within yourself for that level of assertiveness, which again doesn't have to come from a violent place, and it doesn't have to come from like a dishonest place. So again, with this Raw Morganite, vulnerability is a really big theme. So express the strength of vulnerability by being honest. You can be honest without oversharing. You don't have to expose every single thing about your experience to every single person. They don't need to know every single thing that goes on for you. But the willingness to expose, like, you're on a healing path, others are allowed to see that. That might actually help things to flow. And if something is not for you, it will likely fall away and move away. And if it is for you, then that's probably going to become pretty obvious. So let's wrap it up. Okay, so main themes today, again, you guys, you might be experiencing some really powerful connections, really beautiful connections, a lot of projects, a lot of things that are going to be in service to your future. You might also be experiencing things where you're like, maybe this project or this way of being doesn't really serve me. Maybe this person or this relationship or this container needs to shift. All of those things are okay. Maybe you have both of these energies. Maybe you only have one that you're experiencing this week. Be willing to pay attention to what your inner knowing is saying, what your intuition is saying. Also be willing to have some compassion, some love, and some forgiveness for all parties involved, but especially for yourself in the situation. And finally, with the watermelon tourmaline, you're being asked to enjoy the perfection that is this moment. Even if this moment feels uncomfortable, it feels like it's showing you things that are challenging, or it's showing you like decisions that are tough to make or that you don't want to make, or if it's showing you things that are really beautiful that maybe you're excited about, and maybe there's like a little bit of fear, but there's a lot of excitement and there's a lot of newness. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna just wrap up with that. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you have questions on anything, you need further clarification, or you feel like, oh, this is making sense, but like I just want a little bit more something, I want a further explanation on something, please feel free to reach out and let me know. You can find me here, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere at alexab.alchemy. I love when you guys shoot me messages and when you let me know that things resonate. So if it did, please feel free to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment below, tap the subscribe button. I do these readings every single week for you, my dear Capricorns, and it is a pleasure to have you here. So thank you. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers and have a good one.